Welcome to the Needlebug, folks. This is Karen, and today is January the 28th, 2021. This is a channel about cross stitch, and that's what we will be talking about today, and probably some life updates since it's been a while since I did a recording. Geez. Life just gets away from you, I'll tell you. I've been so focused on trying to get Stitcher's Retreat finished, and I am so very close, I only have, about 19,500 or so stitches to go. Started out with 468,000 stitches, so these last less than 20,000 somehow seem to be taking forever. But I've been so focused that I'm finishing this because, well, let's see, it's 95.86% finished. So it's like, oh, geez, we're so close, so close. I want to get it done, but you know what? I think I'm really going to miss it. No, I know I'm really going to miss it. And because of that, I think sometimes I'm dragging my feet a little bit, working on it, and maybe not stitching as much as I normally would, because, you know what, I really, really want it done, but I'm going to be really, really sad to see it go, and not working on it every day. I started my 5th year on this project. November, it started the 5-year mark, so it's been 5 years, 2 months, just about 2 months, and it has become like a very old friend, and I will be sad. I really will be sad to see it finished. But I will also be quite happy to see it hanging up on my wall. So, I mean, that's pretty much where I've been lately. Just so focused on finishing this and putting time in it every day that I just lost track of time, and can't believe that it's been as long as it has been since I did a video. I will try not to do that again. But you know how, what can I say? You just know how things overtake, and you lose track of time. And then you look back and go, holy smokes, where did that time go? It just poof, gone. And then here it wasn't last. Let's see, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks. Well, I can't even figure out the time now. It was the 19th of January. My daughter had her other bunion removed. So now both feet are fixed, and she's like a whole new person. But due to the fact that she's non-weight bearing and has two little ones at home, of course, Nana had to go down to, well, she didn't have to, but I went down to help out with the kids, and I stayed there for the best part of a week. You know, just because she's not allowed to put any pressure on that foot, and probably not for another 2 weeks yet. And you know, she has one of those scooters that you rest your knee on and you can push yourself around. But still, the first couple days after surgery, you know, it's not always pleasant when it comes to pain level and, you know, being just plain exhausted and what have you. So Nana was there to help with the grandkids and cook some meals and, you know, just get her the things she needed and just all around help out. So I'd even be further along with Stitcher's Retreat had I not gone there, but that's just not the place to work on your cross stitch. Not when your grandkids want your undivided attention. Oh my God, and they're so darn cute. It just melts. It just plain melts my heart. You know, it was, okay, who's Nana going to sleep with that? Because they both have double beds. They each have their own bedroom. And they both have double beds. Well, actually, I think they're queen size beds, to tell you the truth. But anyway, there's plenty of room for Nana. So she was there 4 nights. So 2 nights she had to sleep in Abe's room. And 2 nights I had to sleep in Emmy's room, which was just fine. Oh, but you know, one night, Emmy says, Nana, you have to stay a whole week. And I said, well, Em, I am staying a whole week. I came on Monday, and I'm going to go home on Friday. And she says, Nana, that's only 5 days. It's not 7 days. I said, well, what about Pawpaw? He's home all alone by himself. That's okay, Nana. You have to stay for 7 days. Well, then till the next morning when we got up, the staying for 7 days changed to, Nana, you have to stay for 10 days. Because that way you can sleep with Abby for 5 nights and you can sleep with me for 5 nights. I said, oh, but what about Pawpaw? Well, that's okay. He can come too. And then he can sleep with Abe and you can sleep with me. Oh, they're such little con artists. They're such little manipulators. It's, you know, it's hard to say no. And then it goes to, well, better yet, Nana, you could just move in. And then you and Pawpaw could live here. And I said, oh, you would get tired of Nana being here all the time. Oh, no. Oh, no. We want you to live here. Oh, but they're so cute. But we play Uno, and we play another card game, Sleeping Princesses or something like that, I don't know. And we play board games, and we just kind of have fun. Now they are doing school online on Zoom, so they have their times that they're in school, but really for kindergarten and 1st grade, they're really pretty good with their computers, and they log in themselves, and they do, they do their online thing, and then they have to go into another program called Seesaw, I think it is, and they get assignments to do in there, and they really do most of it all by themselves. They really don't need much help at all, which is good, but they are such a joy. They're so much fun. And then was it the day before I left, Abe was cleaning off his school desk, and he brings over this piece of paper and said, Nana, I was supposed to give this to you for Christmas, and I forgot. I said, well, that's okay that you forgot. That's not a problem. So he handed me this paper, and it said, to Nana, from Abe, and there's this big cat drawn on it, and he wrote, I drew you a cat with a fish in its mouth. It's so darn cute. So I, of course, had to bring it home and put it on the refrigerator so that when they come here again, he sees that, it's still there. Nana kept it. And then they wrote, they got like these well, they're not, I don't know what they're almost, they feel almost spongy hearts. And our activity one evening was to write on a heart the things you liked, the thing that you like about another person. So they had to write what they liked about their mom and their dad, and then they wrote what they liked about each other, and then they wrote what they liked about Nana. So Nana came home with 4 hearts from the kids, 2 for Nana and 2 for Pawpaw. And it's of course, Nana is awesome, and Nana plays Minecraft with me. So that's the 2 things that they liked. Oh, how do you not just have your heart melt? They're just so darn cute. So let's see, what else? I can't say that there's much going on. Like I said, I have just been focused on finishing this, and that's what I'm working on now is Stitcher's Retreat. And right now it's getting just, if you haven't noticed, so easy to stitch. In fact, I stopped parking and doing a color at a time because really the worst, most of the confetti is over. Right now, like you see, all this unstitched area is the same color. So I find that easier to just stitch it cross country, a small area at a time, as opposed to parking. It goes faster, and knock on wood, folks, my plan is to have this done till the end of February, and at the very latest, the beginning of March. What's going to be next? I don't know. And if I hold true to form, which is the way it usually goes for me, is once I finish a project, especially something this large and that has taken this long, I go through this period of being very unsettled. Like, can't get settled in another project right away. And what I'll end up doing is jumping around on some of the things that I have started and not finished. I have some smaller things started that I really would like at some point to get finished. I have Williamsburg by Ronnie Rowe, half finished. That's usually a project I take with me if I know, I have to go somewhere and I'm going to be having to sit and wait. Like the time I had to take my husband to the emergency room last February because he had the flu and had trouble breathing, so I knew we were going to be sitting in the ER for quite some time. So I took it. So, when you have an appointment and you're going to be sitting and waiting for God only knows how long, I'll take it to places like that because it's just one color. It's easily transported. I'm doing it on 20 count easy grid, so that's a rather stiff fabric, so I don't even stitch in a hoop with that. I'll stitch in hand when I'm working on that. So it's portable. It's just a matter of taking a chart, and it's a paper chart. I have to find out. I'm not sure if he does PDFs of his chart or not, or if they're all hard copy. I got quite a few of his pen and ink ones a couple of years ago, and they were hard copies at that time, so I don't know if they're still hard copy or if you can get them PDF at this point. So I have some other things. I'll probably be jumping around until I settle on just exactly what I would like to stitch. I have Once Upon a Time started. That's a quick stitch by Amy Stewart. I started it, several back around probably, I started this in 2016. I think I started Fractal 6 in 2017, and I don't have very much of that done. I was stitching that with two of my friends, and they are way, way, way ahead of me. So that's one I could, get out and, is that going to be the one I settle on to work on, or is it going to be something else? I have Window with a View started, but I think I want to restart that on different fabric. I'm gradually moving away from 25 count and thinking about going to probably 20 count as opposed to maybe 22, but probably 20 count, just because it's easier on the eyes, and these eyes aren't getting any younger, let me tell you. So I'm thinking of just restarting that one. What else do I have to do? Let me see. Fractal, running row. Oh, darn, I should have brought that over here to show you. I finished my one and only finish for 2020, and I'll post a pic on probably in the diagonal, for the love of diagonal stitching group. I finished a bell pull that I stitched all 12 of the sheep virtues on. So instead of doing it, you know, as one big piece with like 3 rows of 4 or whatever, I had some linen banding. So I put them on the linen banding and making a bell pull out of them. I just have to apply the bell pull hardware yet. So that was my, believe it or not, one and only finish in 2020. That was when I needed a short break from Stitcher's Retreat. I would take an evening or two and stitch one of the sheep virtues. So I worked on it off and on the whole year, and finally, I think it was the end of December. The end of December I finished that. So I will try to remember to show it in my next FlossTube video, so that you can see it. Like I said, I still have to attach the hardware, but that's no biggie. And I got hardware that, well, actually it's wooden. It's one of those laser cut wooden bell pull, you know, each end. So what I have to do is actually hem stitch it right on to the wooden pieces. So it isn't just a matter of making a channel and then putting it, you know, sliding it through. It's a matter of having to actually have the pieces already, have the fabric going already, already through the pieces, and then doing some hem stitching to attach it. So I might not do that until I finish this, just because I just want this done. I really am so excited to have this finished. So I keep plugging away, and then I lose myself in it and forget what time it is, you know, how much time has gone by. So let's see, what else do I have to talk about? Oh, and I'll do a video on this also. I ordered back in August another stand. Thanks to Country Stitchers, Liz and Deb, it's all your fault. If you listen to my videos, it's all your fault. I ordered a Patoki stand, and I got the mini one like Deb has. I ordered it back It was either the end of August or the beginning of September. And I finally got an email that it's going to ship after the 15th of February. So that's in a little better than 2 weeks. Hopefully it's going to go into the mail, and then it's just a matter of how long it's going to take to cross the pond and get here. But I'm really, really excited to get that. I do like my Nerge stand, don't misunderstand. I do like it. What I don't like about it, after using it for quite some time now, is I don't like the fact that to get to the back, you have to flip it up like that. Well, you can't see it very good there, but you have to flip it up, and then it's a little awkward to get to the back. Where the Patoki stands, they will hold, and the fact the Nerge only holds hoops. It will hold any kind of hoop, but it will only hold a hoop. You can't use a Q-snap with it. Well, the Patoki stand will hold a hoop or a Q-snap. And when you need to get to the back, you can flip it side to side. Okay? You don't have to flip it up and away from you. You can just turn it to the back right in front of you, like side to side. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. When it gets here and I use it for a little bit, I'll do a review on it. Just to let all of you know how I like it. Deb and Liz seem to really like theirs. So I decided, I think I'm going to give it a try, because it has features that I really liked. And, since I had most of you that have been following me for some time know that I've had 2 hand surgeries on my left hand. And it is much better, much, much better. And I can hold a hoop and stitch without a stand now. However, if I'm going to stitch for any length of time, it really does get just too tired. And I start to get pain in it after a while. So I really have to just remind myself that, you know what, the stand is the way to go for you. You just have to give up that idea of holding a hoop in your hand. And I even for a little bit tried stitching in hand without a hoop. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but for me, I like that it seems to be faster. But I just can't get my stitches to lay as nice. And that's what I don't like about it. I think I've mastered how to do the over one by stitching in hand, by using the method that Ruth Sparrow teaches. And if you just look up Ruth Sparrow, and I believe it's Twisted Threads is the name of her company. It gives you the directions for that method, and I really do like it. But again, my stitches don't seem to lay quite as nice as I think they should, and my hand still gets really tired, and I can only do it for so long until I have pain in my hand again. So, even though it is much improved from what it was, it's never going to be what it was when I was 25 years old. And I just have to resign myself to that fact that it's just not going to be the same. So I have to and it's hard to do, folks. It's really hard to do. I just have to accept the fact that a stand is what I need to use. So like I said, I'm really excited to get the Pitoki stand and give that a try. Like I said, it's not that I don't like my nerd stands. I really do like those too. But with the Pitoki, I like the way that you can get to the back. That's really what sold me on it. So hopefully, with any amount of luck, it will be here the end of February, beginning of March. It's probably one of those things like everything else that comes from Europe. How long is it going to sit in customs until it gets here? That seems to usually be the holdup when buying things from outside the United States, but we shall see. I mean, some things come through really quick, and other things just seem to sit there forever. So we will see how long till it gets here. So, like I said, I really don't have a lot to talk about today. Let me see. I should have wrote them down. I watched a couple new FlossTubers. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his channel name. Oh, see this old brain. Is it Darcy? He's a hoot. He is so funny. I have to laugh most of the time through his videos. Stitchman Darcy, that's it. Oh my. If you guys haven't watched him, you have to check him out. He is hysterical. In fact, I just saw this morning a picture on Instagram where, because his son was sleeping and he wanted to stitch but didn't want to bother his son, he set up a stitchy spot in the bathroom, in the tub of his, I believe they must have been on vacation. In a hotel. It is a hoot. And his videos are, well, they just make you laugh. So if you haven't watched him, I would check him out. And who else did I? Let me see. Who else did I watch? I should write these things down because I can't always remember their names. Oh, Stitching in High Heels. I watched her. She's doing some very interesting things. I really enjoyed her video. I'm flipping through my subscriptions here because if I really liked them, I added them to my favorites. So let me. Needle Ninja, if you haven't watched her, she does, if you like stitch alongs, she does a lot of stitch alongs. And she's very interesting to listen to also. Let me see. Those are pretty much the newest ones that I can think of off the top of my head. Thread the Needle. She's been around, well, not too long. She hasn't been around, but she also does a lot of full coverage pieces, from what I can tell. Hers were very interesting. I enjoyed seeing the progress. You know, it's fun to follow the progress of people and, you know, watch them work through to completion of their pieces. I really enjoy that. In fact, most of the YouTubers I try and watch for sure are people that are doing full coverage pieces. Because right now that is just pretty much my favorite thing to do is full, as I bounce you around here a little bit, is full coverage. You know, there's other pieces that yell at me to, oh, maybe you want to start me, or maybe you want to stitch me, like the pandemic or death by cross stitch. They holler at me to say, don't you want to stitch us? Please stitch us. Please start me. And yet, there's part of me that's, for as much as I like the designs, oh, I'm getting out of the camera here. Oops, sorry. That's what happens when you have a sit-on stand. They call to me, but I'm afraid, because they're such huge projects, I'm afraid that I'm going to get bored stitching in all one color. Now, yes, I could do multiple colors, like some of you are doing or have done, but I don't know that I'm that great about deciding where the different colors should go. And, you know, there is something to be said for stitching a piece that, what did I just do here? There is something to be said that stitching a piece that's all one color, and you need a break, and it's kind of, yes, you have to follow the pattern, but really it is kind of mindless. And there are times that's what I really, really enjoy. But then I argue with myself and go, you know, is that something I'm going to enjoy enough to want to do a big project like that and finish it? I don't know. I can't decide. I get a little afraid I'm going to start it and then get tired of it because it's funny, even though there was a point in time where I made the statement I would never, ever, ever, ever do a heaven and earth design. Never, ever. Would I ever? And now look, that's what I'm all into. So, never say never. And really, that, even for all the confetti and color changes and ninja stitches and all that stuff, it really is what I enjoy. And I'm just afraid I would get too bored if I stitched a piece that was all on color. So I don't know. What do you think? This is soon going to be done. I'm right now, what I'm working on here is underneath the chair of the woman that's sitting holding the embroidery hoop. This is, go over here with it. This is the leg of the chair. This next to that will be background, and then it's just filling in the floor. So once I get all of this filled in, I only have 80 stitches down, and I don't know how many across, but 80 down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She can leave a message. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And 18 squares across. An 8 by 18 area to finish. So it shall soon be done. What can I say? And there's very little confetti in all of that. It's little chunks of color, so it's going to stitch up much faster than a lot of the stuff above where, oh, that lamp, oh my, that was a confetti heaven. Lots and lots of it. So, well, guys, I really don't have much else to talk about today. Like I said, I'm just focused on getting this done, and then deciding on what to do from there. So I guess with that, I'm going to call this one a day, and I will try very hard to do another one, not next Thursday, because I have to take since my daughter can't drive, because she can't put any weight on that foot. My grandson's being tested for the gifted program, so I have to go take him to his testing on Thursday. But I will try to do another video next week. And I'll bring the bell pull so that we can I can at least put a picture of that in, and I'll put in a picture of where I am on this so that you can see the whole design instead of just this little section. But let's see if I can get it. But there. No. I'm watching my screen as I'm wiggling this around. There. This is the end. That's the edge. So really, I'm almost there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 60 stitches across, and I'm at the edge. So it's coming along. I'm trying to do between 500 and 700 stitches a day. And doing that much, I should have it finished by the end of February. So let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can make it. So with that, guys, I'm going to say farewell for today. Thanks for stopping by and sharing some of your time with me. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, I hope you find something you like and will return. If you're returning, thanks for sticking by me, even with my lapses in time and what have you. I just really appreciate all of you being here. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified when I do another video. I would really appreciate you subscribing. So thanks so much for stopping by and spending time with me. And until next time, happy stitching and find your joy.